the silence she trusted. Ada lived in a house where the silence was a heavy, physical thing. It sat between her and Kunle at the dinner table, thick as a wall. Kunle was a good man by the world's standards, but he had retreated into a private fortress of work and indifference. Ada felt herself fading into the wallpaper, her needs and her voice becoming ghosts in their shared home. Seeking a sanctuary from the hollow quiet of her marriage, Ada found herself standing before the heavy oak doors of the local church. She hoped to find a voice for her sorrow in the echoes of the hymns and the ancient stone walls. She wasn't looking for a miracle, just a place where her presence might finally be acknowledged. It was there she met Pastor Joel. He possessed a presence that seemed to fill the room, a warmth that Ada had lacked for years. During their first meeting, he listened with an intensity that made her feel seen for the first time in a decade. He promised her that her pain was not in vain, and that he held the key to her restoration. The counseling sessions soon became the center of Ada's world. Joel's words were like silk, soft yet binding. He began to whisper that Kunle was an anchor, dragging her soul into the depths. He told her that God had a different, more anointed path for her, and that only he, Joel, truly understood the divine destiny she was meant to fulfill. Convinced that her spiritual survival depended on it, Ada packed a single suitcase. She left Kunle in the quiet house, trading the familiar silence for a new one, the silence of a life now entirely dictated by Joel. She believed she was stepping into the light, unaware that the shadow following her was growing longer. Life became a series of demands masked as devotions. Joel managed Ada's finances, claiming he was investing in her future. He isolated her from her old friends, telling her they were distractions from the spirit. Ada became emotionally and financially tethered to him, her every thought filtered through his approval. In the quiet moments between his sermons, Joel promised her a union that would be blessed above all others. He spoke of a secret marriage, a partnership that would lead the church. Ada clung to these promises like a lifeline, ignoring the way he only ever touched her in the shadows, far from the eyes of the congregation. The betrayal did not come in a whisper, but in a roar of celebration. Ada stood at the back of the sanctuary, her heart freezing as Joel stood at the altar. He wasn't waiting for her. He took the hand of a woman named Zainab, proclaiming her his divinely chosen partner before the cheering crowd. The promises he had made to Ada were discarded like yesterday's bulletins. In the aftermath, the silence returned, but this time it was different. It was the silence of the void Joel had left behind. Ada sat in a rented room, her bank account empty and her spirit bruised. She realized the man she had trusted was not a shepherd, but a craftsman of lies, who had built a throne out of her desperation. But silence can also be a place where strength gathers. Ada began to speak, not to a pastor, but to the world. She told her story, exposing the manipulation and reclaiming the fragments of her life. The silence she once trusted was gone, replaced by a voice that was finally, undeniably her own. She was no longer a ghost. She was the author of her own truth.